I'm telling you, you're gonna love this. It's the perfect holiday meal. Turkey always is. It looks fantastic. Done in about 2.5 hours. How can you beat that?
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to G-Rod Grills. My name is Gerardo. If you're into backyard barbecue on a variety of different grills, whether it's pellet, charcoal, or electric, then please consider subscribing because that's exactly what this channel is all about. Today I'm going to be doing a spatchcock turkey using my Traeger Pro 780 you see here right behind me. This is the perfect meal for the holidays coming up, and when you do a spatchcock style, you cut the cooking time by over half the time. So there's no more need to slave in the oven roasting a turkey for hours upon hours. Do it spatchcock, do it in your smoker, and you're going to end up with a fantastic turkey that everyone's going to love. I guarantee it. Are you ready to get going? Let's go.
All right, here we've got an 11-pound turkey that we're going to be spatchcocking so that we can smoke it. First of all, it just came out of the packaging here, so it's still a little wet. So I'm just gonna pat it dry here with a paper towel. And if your turkey came with the giblets, then make sure you just take them out. You don't need them for this. Next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna flip it over onto its breast, like so. Now what you're going to do to spatchcock it is you're going to remove the spine out of it. So what we're going to do here with kitchen shears, I'm going to kind of just cut along each side. If you're using a knife, very carefully cut across alongside the spine. So and there you go. So now that we've got the spine out, put that aside. More paper towels and just kind of dry out the inside if they're still pretty moist in there. There you go. Now that you've got the spine out, the next thing you want to do is you're going to kind of, there's a kind of bit of a cartilage bone here that you're going to want to kind of slit a little bit so that it opens up a little bit better. So take a knife and just right down the middle, you can almost hear it. It's easy to cut through. It's just cartilage. And you just want to make a little bit of an incision so that the turkey, when you go to flatten it out, breaks flatten. Flip her over. And then like you're doing CPR, just push down on the breastbone. Maybe don't do CPR this way. There you go. As flat as you can get it. The whole breastbone should really be flat on your board. And that's good to go. And there you have it. So now you spatchcock the turkey, you remove the spine, you flatten it out. This is really spatchcocking. You can do this with a chicken or any sort of bird. Next, what we're gonna do here is just gonna clean this up a little bit. There's a lot of dangling little bits of skin here and some of this fat. All of this stuff is gonna burn when we start cooking this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and trim that out. All right, so this is now good to go here. We've spatchcocked it, we've removed the spine, we've cleaned up all the little bits of skin that were kind of loose and hanging around the sides, and it's ready for some seasoning. We're not gonna be doing a wet brine on this where you put it into a liquid for a couple of days. We're actually gonna be doing a dry brine on this one. And what dry brining is I'm going to season it like we would when we are about to cook it. However, we're gonna let it sit in the fridge and let all those flavors from the seasoning kind of soak into the meat. So let's do that. So let's flip it over onto the backside. So now that we've got it flipped over, in here, in this shaker here, I've got a mixture of sea salt, some herbs, so some rosemary, some thyme, some sage, and it's just in a shaker it's easier for me to kind of pour out. Mix this up yourself, whatever it is that you like. I like turkey for me should be a little savory, so I put a bit of those fresh herbs in there and then mix it with some salt, and I think it works really well. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna put in a layer of this. I'm also then gonna add a layer of just regular ground black pepper. And then last but not least, I am going to add a layer of Italian seasoning. Now this is just this is a mix from a company called Favuzzi here in Canada. Really good, high quality herbs. You can use whatever it is, mix it is that you have, or you can skip the herbs altogether. But let's get rolling. So, and you're gonna wanna season fairly liberally all over, get all into all these little nooks and crannies, and don't worry, it's not going to be over seasoned at the end of it. All right, so now that we've got the underside all seasoned, we are going to flip her over and do it again on the other side. All right, there you have it. So now we've added a layer of the salt mixture, we've added a layer of the coarse black pepper, and then also the last but not least is a layer of the Italian seasoning. And now what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna put this on top of a tray, and I'm gonna put it back in the fridge, and it's gonna sit there tonight and tomorrow night, and then we're gonna put it into the smoker the following day. So it's gonna be at least 2 nights in the cooler or in the fridge, and this is gonna soak in all these flavors that we've added on top here. That salt's gonna get into that meat and give us some of that flavor. And it's gonna help dry out this skin quite a bit too. So it's gonna give us nice crispy skin once we're ready to roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the fridge, and I'll show you when we're ready to throw it in the smoker.
All right, here we go. So we've let this dry brine in the fridge for the last 2 days. We're about 20 minutes away now from putting it onto the Traeger. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put some pads of butter under the skin right on top of the breast. And that's gonna help baste that breast throughout the cooking process. And it's also gonna give us a little more flavor. I am going to be using some Von Slick's finishing butter. Now this is something that I can find locally here. It's essentially a compound butter. This one in particular is a roasted red pepper one. It just comes in a little bit of a stick, and I just cut out the little rounds. You can use any butter. You could just use plain butter if you'd like, salted, unsalted, up to you. You can make your own compound butter if you prefer as well. Any butter will be good. The butter is just going to help baste that meat and add some flavor to it. So let's get rolling here. What you want to do is just gonna work your way under the skin here. And just kind of pull the meat away from the skin, but be careful, you don't want to rip the skin. You can see, just kind of work my finger slowly, open a pocket, just so that I can get the butter in there. I'm gonna do the same on the other one. Just work your way slowly so you don't rip the skin. And there we go. So now that we've got that in there, I'm going to add just 2 pads of butter per breast. Again, I'm just gonna try to get it in there. Top. And as this cooks, that butter is going to melt and just infuse that meat with a ton of flavor. Perfect. Now, this is about to go into the smoker, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck the wingtips behind here. And this is how it's going to go into the smoker, just like this. Now, the last step is I'm going to put in a meter thermometer into the thickest part of the breast here, and this is going to tell me once we're at temperature when we want to get it out of there. Thickest part of the breast, we're going to be looking for a temperature of about 165 degrees there. And that's it. Now we're ready to put into the smoker, so let's show you that right away. All right, here we go. We've got a Traeger rolling at 250 degrees. We're going to put this turkey in there. I've got a pellet tube running here just to give me a little bit of extra smoke. I want that first little bit to have a ton of smoke so we can get a lot of that infused into this turkey here. So here's what we're gonna do. This side of my grill is a little hotter than this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put the dark meat on this piece here, right flat on that side, and then the breast kind of pointing towards the cooler side. The dark meat can handle the higher heat, so I'm not too worried about it. Just like that, right down dead smack in the middle of it. We'll let it smoke right there. We'll give it about an hour or so at 250 degrees, and then we're gonna crank the heat up and we're gonna start basting it. I'll show you when we do that. All right, here we go. This has been on here for about an hour. It's been rolling at 250 degrees plus the smoke tube. So we've got quite a bit of smoke rolling on this. We still got lots left in that smoke tube. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna baste it. In here, I've got a stick of butter that I've melted, mixed it with a little bit of herbs that we used earlier as well, and added a whole pile of garlic in here as well. Roasted garlic would be fantastic if you've got it. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna baste the whole turkey, giving it a bath with this butter. So not a whole, I don't know if you really wanna brush it, and you just wanna kinda give it some love. Now that we've got it all brushed with that butter, we're gonna close this up, and I'm gonna turn the heat up to 350 degrees, and we're gonna baste it about every 20 minutes to half an hour. All right, so it's been a half an hour. Have a look. That turkey's looking pretty good already. The color is looking great. We're gonna give it another baste. Just gonna get into these little pieces that need a little bit of darkening. There you are. I'm gonna give this turkey a spin the other way here, and we'll let it go for another half an hour before I give it another baste. I'll show you, I won't show you all the baste from now on. I'm just gonna show you now when it's time to ready to take it out, and you'll see what it looks like. All right, there you go. All finished up. Color is fantastic. It smells amazing. Can't wait to try this. Let's give it a go. All right, there you have it. Spatchcock turkey. Looks amazing. Smells fantastic. Have a look. You can take a look there. Beautiful golden color. Smells, the smoke smells amazing on this. Done in about 2.5 hours worth of time. Really almost took nothing to prepare it. You just brine it a couple days ahead of time, but none of that wet brine, none of that messy stuff, just some dry brine. Get your rubs on there, throw some butter under the skin just before you're ready to smoke it, and then boom, get it in there, get some smoke, and then turn it up to crisp up the skin. But I can't wait, so let's just give this a try, shall we? Okay, so let's take this breast out here. Let's give it a slice. I don't know if you can hear it, but that skin is perfectly crispy. Have a look here. You can see nice little smoke ring around it. It's super juicy. Moisture all over my board here. Cheers. You can taste the, the salt and the herbs that we put on in our dry brine. Taste a hint of the smoke. But what really comes through is that butter that we tucked underneath the skin. Just we put it into the smoker. It was a red pepper compound butter, so I can taste a lot of that red pepper in there as well. Skin is perfectly crispy, which is amazing. Tender, moist, smoky, flavorful, so packed full of flavor. I'm telling you, you're gonna love this. It's the perfect holiday meal. Turkey always is. It looks fantastic. Done in about 2.5 hours. How can you beat that? That leaves you with way more time for all sorts of different activities, whether you're doing sides, or maybe we're just hanging out with family. That's all I've got for you today. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see some more, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content. Until next time, I'll catch you on the next G-Rod Grills.